Hi friends, you're on the Infoport Finance channel. Welcome to part 3 of our video on how to move from a poverty mindset to a wealth mindset. If you haven't watched the first 2 parts yet, be sure to do so. We've broken down the key strategies that will get you started on the road to financial freedom. You can find them on our channel. Now it's time to continue. In this part, we will discuss how to learn how to manage risks, set long-term goals, learn from failure, and many other useful topics. Don't forget to subscribe to the Infoport Finance channel right now. Press the bell so you don't miss new episodes, and give a like if this video inspires you to move forward. Ready? Then let's go! This will blow your mind. Today, we're going to dive into the world of risk management and long-term goal setting. Missed the first 2 parts? Don't worry. We have them on our channel. There we discussed key strategies to start you on your journey to financial freedom. Okay, let's get started. The first is risk management. Thoughtful risk-taking is an important part of growing wealth. You need to find a balance between potential gains and possible losses. Think of it as chess. Every move must be deliberate and strategic. Next, there are long-term goals. Clear, achievable goals help you stay on track and stay motivated. Write them down, break them down into steps, and track your progress. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Now about learning from mistakes. Every failure is a preparation for future victory. Analyze what went wrong, adjust your strategy, and keep moving forward. Success is built on lessons learned from failure. Lastly, be inquisitive and keep learning. The financial world is constantly changing. Stay one step ahead by constantly expanding your knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe to Infoport Finance. Click on the bell to be notified of new videos, and like it if you liked it. Ready to pump up your financial skills? Go for it. Fear of risk is the greatest enemy of wealth. Many of us live with an inner conviction. It's better to sit tight and keep your head down than to try and lose. But the truth is that without risk, there is no growth. Rich people understand this, so they do not fear risk, but manage it. They know that risk is not a jump into the abyss, but the ability to calculate the depth of the abyss in advance and understand whether it is worth it. Insurance is like a helmet on a construction site. Yes, you may not like it, and you may think you look ridiculous in it, but when a brick flies from above, your brains will thank you. An entrepreneur who has insured his property and health feels much more confident than someone who thinks, "What if I burn?" Although, maybe it will pass. This approach helps him make decisions faster and more efficiently, because he knows that even if something goes wrong, he has protection. Now imagine the same entrepreneur without insurance. He is afraid to invest in a new project because, God forbid, something will happen and he will find himself without funds. Fear keeps him in his comfort zone, where he is safe but poor. How do you manage risk? Determine what is most important to you, such as your health, your home, your business, or a large investment. Protect it. Buy insurance or set up an emergency fund to minimize your risks. This works like a financial helmet. You feel more confident knowing you have a safety cushion in case something happens. Don't be afraid to try new things. If the risk is calculated and you've prepared, fear turns into incentive. Think about your level of risk. What are you most worried about? Sudden spending, illness, or financial failure? Protect the important things. This will give you more freedom to act. Sure, you can live without insurance. If you have nerves of steel, unshakable confidence in the future, and a spare house in case of fire, why would you? Really. But for ordinary people, it's still useful. When you stop being afraid of risk and start managing it, you get the freedom to make decisions and try new things. This is the key to getting out of your comfort zone and starting to grow. Write down what risks you can mitigate right now and start taking action. Share in the comments what bothers you the most, and let's discuss how it can be solved. And to make sure you don't miss new helpful tips, subscribe to Infoport Finance, give us a like, and be sure to click the bell. Many of us live for today. A paycheck comes, we enjoy it, and by the middle of the month, we go to the store thinking, how can I make it through to that paycheck? But rich people look beyond that. Their focus is on long-term goals, capital creation, business development, ensuring a comfortable life in 10 to 20 years. Long-term planning is not just about money, it is the ability to strategize and build a life so that not just to survive, but to thrive. You need to plan so that in 10 years, Google not how to survive on pasta for a month, but where to spend a vacation in the Maldives or Bali. Let's say a person starts investing in a pension fund in his 30s. He puts aside a small amount each month, investing it in stocks or other assets. By the age of 60, thanks to compound interest, he has a solid capital that allows him to enjoy life rather than work his ass off. That is the power of long-term thinking. Now imagine another person who says, "Why save for your old age? We only live once." At 60, he realizes that the pension is paltry and there is no time for saving and investing. The choice is yours. Steps to long-term planning. Define your goals. For example, buying a house, creating passive income, saving for your children's education, or traveling. Make a financial plan. Calculate how much you need to reach each goal and break it down by steps. Monthly outgoings, investments, savings. Use long-term instruments. Invest in assets that the data indicate are priced in, such as stocks, bonds, or real estate. Keep track of the progress. Regularly check finally the dynamics and adjust the plan according to the situation. Of course, you can choose not to plan at all. What's the point? Let life go on as it comes. After all, no one has ever regretted not preparing for retirement and working as a courier at 70 for the sake of a new kettle. Make a financial plan for at least 5 years. Set some long-term goals and write down how you will achieve them. For example, if you want to save for a house within 5 years, determine how much you need to save each month and automate the process. Long-term planning is not a restriction, but a liberation. You create confidence in the future and stop living from paycheck to paycheck. Start thinking about your prospects today. Write in the comments what goals you want to achieve in 5, 10, or 20 years. Subscribe to InFoport Finance, like and share this video with your friends. Let them start building their best future too. Rich people know the main secret of success. It is impossible to be an expert in everything. Trying to figure out all the details on their own is not only exhausting, but also slows down the process of achieving goals. They delegate tasks to professionals so they can focus on what really matters. This doesn't mean they are lazy or unable to understand how accounting or marketing works. They just realize that time is the most valuable resource. Sometimes it's easier to pay an accountant than it is to explain to the tax office later why you decided that VAT was not a mandatory item of expenditure. Think of the big entrepreneur. He doesn't write legal documents for himself, set up advertising, or assemble the furniture in his office. For example, Mark Zuckerberg, he doesn't fit into every Facebook code, but he attracts the best minds to solve these problems for him. He spends his time on strategic decisions and the development of the company. Because if he did it all himself, a year later, Facebook would not be a social network, but Mark's personal blog, where he would post breakfast recipes. Why it's important? Experts do things better. People who handle tasks professionally complete them faster and with higher quality. You free up your time. This allows you to focus on your main goals rather than routine tasks. Saving money in the longer run. Mistakes you may make due to lack of experience can cost more than the services of a professional. Of course, you can write an application to the tax office, do the paperwork for the business yourself, and then still run an advertising campaign. The main thing is to remember to make yourself some soothing tea between tasks. Make a list of tasks that can be delegated to others. It could be bookkeeping, setting up ads, writing, or even cleaning the office. You'll be surprised at how much time you'll have freed up to manage your planning and creativity. When you act, you're not limiting control. You are recognizing freedom. Freedom to do what brings you the most value, and the rest is up to whoever does it better than you. Think about which tasks you can delegate today. Write in the comments which ones waste your time the most. Subscribe to InFoport Finance. Like and click the bell for more tips on how to manage your time effectively. Failures are not the end of the journey, but part of it. They are necessary in order to learn, grow, and become stronger. Successful people are not afraid of mistakes, because they know that it is better to make a mistake than to sit around doing nothing and wait for the perfect moment that will never come. Every failure is a new lesson that helps you move forward. Failures are like trying to bake a cake for the first time. Instead of a masterpiece, you get a charcoal art object, but you can always say it was meant to be and try again. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company, Apple. In his place, many people would have given up and gone to work somewhere else in a small firm, complaining about the injustice. But Jobs didn't stop there. He created Pixar, which revolutionized the world of animation, and then returned to Apple to turn it into one of the largest and most successful companies in the world. This is an example of how failure can be a stepping stone to even greater success. The main thing is not to feel sorry for yourself, but to use the lessons learned and move on. Why are failures important? They provide experience. Failure shows you what doesn't work and teaches you to look for new approaches. They develop flexibility. Every failure is a challenge that makes you stronger and smarter. They build character. After a mistake, you realize that everything can be fixed and you can continue on your way. Of course, you can do nothing at all. After all, if you don't try, you won't make a mistake, right? But you'll live with the dream that you could be a millionaire if you just tried something once. Analyze your mistake. Write down what went wrong and think about how to avoid it in the future. Focus on the lessons. Ask yourself, what did that teach me? Move on. Don't waste time on regrets. It is better to direct your energy to the following actions. If your first business failed, rejoice. You have great material for an autobiography. Call it, How I Didn't Become a Billionaire, But I Got Smarter. Mistakes are part of the journey. Every successful person has dozens of failures behind them. The only difference is that they didn't stop, but kept going forward. Each failure brings you closer to your goal if you are not afraid to try again. Share in the comments your biggest mistake and what it taught you. Let your experience inspire others. Subscribe to Infoport Finance, like and share the video with your friends. Who knows, maybe it will be the beginning of their new path to success. The financial world is changing faster than the app on your phone requires updates. New trends, technologies, crises, and equipment opportunities every day. If you want to stay afloat, or better yet, at the center of the action, it's important to keep up with the changes in the world. Successful people know that there is always learning to be done, no matter how old or successful you are. Update your knowledge as often as you update the apps on your phone. The difference is that your brain won't start to freeze after the update, but on the contrary, it will work faster. Bill Gates reads dozens of books on finance, economics, and technology every year. Despite his fortune, he realizes that in order to stay on top, it is necessary to constantly study new approaches and ideas. Thanks to this, he can not only preserve his wealth, but also increase it, remaining relevant even in the world of cryptocurrencies and artificial intelligence. Now imagine a person who lives with the conclusions from the 90s. The tendencies that a bank deposit at 3% per annum is the pinnacle of investing, and that stocks are something for Wall Street. Bottom line, missed opportunities and questions like, why haven't I gotten rich yet? How do you update your knowledge? Read financial news. Subscribe to trusted resources and blogs to stay informed. Listen to podcasts. Take the time to turn on financial podcasts in the car, on the subway, or on a walk. Take courses and webinars. Online learning is not only convenient, but also effective. You can study topics from investments to tax planning. Read books. Choose one book each month about money, economics, or business success. It's a great way to learn from other people's experiences and avoid other people's mistakes. Of course, you can choose not to learn anything new. Why should you? The market will figure out where to go anyway, and you just watch it from afar, sitting on your deposit with a 0.5% interest rate. Make updating your knowledge a habit. For example, devote 30 minutes a day to reading articles or watching financial videos. This will pay off when you start making better decisions. Knowledge is your sunniest activity. The more you know, the more confident you think you are in a world that is always moving forward. Start today. Subscribe to a couple of financial blogs. Pick a podcast or a book on economics. Write in the comments what you consider to be the most important source of information. And don't forget to subscribe to Infoport Finance. Like and share this video to become more financially literate together. Envy is one of those emotions that can ruin your life, even if you don't notice it. Instead of spending your energy on achieving your goals, you look at other people's lives. Compare yourself to successful people and reinforce your belief in yourself. Envy of the rich, in particular, is the emotional anchor that pulls you down. It makes you think, why can he and I can't? He must have earned his money dishonestly. It's not success, it's just luck. But really, you're only distracted from the main ones, working on yourself and your shortcomings. Envy is like eating cake that someone else paid for. It tastes good, but then you still feel guilty because you didn't do anything for it. You flip through Instagram, see a blogger vacationing in Bali, and think, why isn't that me? Why am I standing in a bread line right now and he's under a palm tree? But you don't see that his perfect life is the result of daily work, endless filming, editing, content creation. Also, maybe he doesn't have Wi-Fi and he's cursing that smallest palm tree because he can't upload a post. Why is envy harmful? It drains all your energy. Instead of moving toward your goals, you waste energy thinking about other people's lives. It gives you negative feedback. Envy focuses you on what you don't have, instead of appreciating what you already have. It's stock apathy. By envying others, you begin to believe that success is impossible for you. How to get rid of envy? Shift your focus to yourself. Appearance envy is when you compare yourself to others. Stop comparing. Instead, start recording your own accomplishments, even the smallest ones. Keep a success diary. Every day, write down 3 things you did well. This will help you see that you are moving forward too. Share your dependence on inspiration. Look at other people's success, not as a reason to be sad, but as proof that you can do the same. Work on yourself. Realize that envy is a signal that you too want to do better. Use this emotion as fuel for your actions. Of course, the easiest thing to do is, those rich people aren't happy anyway, and continue to sit on the couch, propping up the ceiling with your grand accusations about the unfairness of the world. Envy will pass when you see success in your life. Come the evening, record your victory, take steps towards your dreams, and soon you yourself will become the person you envy. Rich people don't envy, they learn. Instead of complaining about someone else's success, study how they achieved it and bring it to yourself. Get started right now. Write in the comments what success of other people inspired you and what you can do to match your dreams. Subscribe to Infoport Finance, like and share this video with your friends. Together, we will get rid of envy and start taking action. Get rich overnight? Sure, you can try. If all of a sudden you're a billionaire heir, won the lottery, or found a treasure map. But for us mere mortals, things work differently. The essence of the 1% effect is that small but regular improvements can lead to huge changes over time. If you do something every day that improves your life by 1%, over the course of a year, you'll change yourself by 365%. Yes, we know that's math for motivation, not for scientists. 1% a day is like doing exercise in the morning. At first you feel like a hero, and then you realize the world hasn't been conquered yet, and you'll have to get up again tomorrow. Imagine reading just 10 pages of a finance book every day. What is that? 15 minutes a day? Sounds easy. But you'll read about 20 books in a year. 20 books, Carl. More knowledge than 99% of people who dream of being rich, but instead watch soap operas with pizza delivery. Now for another example. You decide to save $10 a day. Over the course of a year, that's $3,650. And if you invest that money, in a few years you will have accumulated an amount that could be the start of a larger investment. Why does it work? Regularity beats scale. Small but steady steps bring results. It's like a drop that sharpens a stone. You don't feel overwhelmed. Doing a little bit at a time is easier than trying to turn the world upside down all at once. The compounding effect. Each small success adds energy and motivation to keep going. Tips: how to implement the 1% effect. Start with one habit. Choose something specific. Set aside money, learn something new, or improve your health. Do it every day. Make it a small step, but it should be regular. Track your progress. Write down what you have done during the day. This will help you see results and motivate yourself. Of course, it is possible not to change anything. After all, it's much easier for me to think, what's this 1% for? I'd rather wait for millions to fall from the sky. But while you're waiting, your neighbor is already reading 10 pages and counting his percentages. 1% a day is like learning a dance. At first you felt ridiculous, then a little better, and at the end of the year, you were dancing on stage and feeling successful. Big changes don't happen overnight. They start with small steps. The main thing is to do them every day, even when you are lazy, even when it seems too small. In the meantime, these efforts bring results that will surprise you. What can you improve by 1% today? Write in the comments what habit you will start implementing to make your life better. Subscribe to Infoport Finance. Like and share this video with your friends. Let the 1% effect work for everyone. Friends, the third part of our video about moving from a poverty mindset to a wealth mindset has come to an end. We've covered how to overcome the fear of risk, don't apologize for mistakes, use the 1% effect to get great results, and why it's important to constantly update your financial knowledge. These were the steps to success, but there's an equally important part ahead. In part 4, we talk about why your beliefs about wealth may be related to childhood and removing inner limitations. How to stop being afraid to discuss money and make it a natural part of your life. Why philanthropy helps you grow rather than diminish your resources. How wealthy families pass on a mindset of success to their offspring. And of course, how to create passive income and stop working just for money. You don't want to miss this. Write in the comments what tips from this part you're going to implement right now. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to Infoport Finance and hit the bell so you don't miss part 4, where we'll break down even more wealth secrets. Thanks for being with us, and see you in the next installment.